U.S. officials are seeing another sharp increase in migrant crossings at the southern border. The spike has forced U.S. Customs and Border Protection in Arizona to temporarily close the port of entry in the town of Lukeville. Migrants are being moved to other areas along the border for processing. CBS News immigration and politics reporter Camilo Montoya-Galvez joins us now from Lukeville, Arizona. Camilo, what is the situation like where you are right now? Who are the people behind you? Have you had an opportunity to speak with them yet? What are they saying?
Hi, Lana. That's right. We are in this remote section of the U.S. Mexico border where hundreds of migrants have been braving the elements, waiting to be processed by Border Patrol agents who right now are completely overwhelmed and facing severe challenges here in this section of the border. Unprecedented numbers of migrants from Africa, the Middle East, and other places across the globe are turning themselves in to border officials in this section of the border in the Arizona desert to request asylum and to begin that years-long process. And that has completely oversaturated Border Patrol agents here who are just struggling to process everyone. In just 24 hours yesterday, Lana, Border Patrol processed more than 10,000 migrants, a third of them here in the Tucson sector of Arizona. And the folks behind me, the migrants behind me, Lana, are not counted in that tally because they have not even been processed yet by Border Patrol. They are awaiting transportation so they can be processed, vetted, and, the expectation is that they will be released too. So this really has become an epicenter of this unprecedented migration crisis that we have seen here along the U.S. Mexico border over the past 3 years, Lana.
Camilo, over the past 3 years, we've seen changes in the demographics. We discussed when there were many migrants coming from Central, South America. Some of our viewers may be surprised to hear you reporting that many of the people there are from Africa, they're from the Middle East. What is prompting this sharp increase in migrants?
That's right, Lana. We've been asking folks here where they came from. Border Patrol has done the same. They've been hailing from places like Guinea in Africa, Senegal, Mauritania. They're hailing from countries in Latin America as well, Ecuador, Colombia, Peru, to name a few. Some of them are coming from Syria and Pakistan. So some of these migrants are coming from some really far-flung countries across the globe. And the reason we are seeing this particular influx here in this remote section of the border, we are told by Border Patrol agents and volunteers, is because of human smugglers. We've been told, Lana, that human smugglers on the other side of this wall in Mexico have been organizing this influx of migrants here because they know it is a remote section where Border Patrol agents struggle with manpower issues and other logistical concerns. And most of these migrants, by and large, are going to be released with, again, a court notice for a case that will take years to process. So this is being driven by that multi-billion-dollar smuggling industry that many of these migrants have to rely on to migrate here to the U.S., Lana.
And counting on them for safety and food and water, and in many cases,
that's right,
not having what they need on those fronts. So, Camilo, Congress is debating border funding and border policy. We heard from the president today that he is willing to compromise in order to get Ukraine and Israel funding. Do you know how far he's willing to go on those compromises?
This could be a monumental moment for the future of U.S. border and asylum policy, Lana. Again, these are issues that are highly polarizing. Congress has not updated the immigration system, Lana, since the 1990s, but there is a chance to do some type of reform now, and that is because Republicans in Congress have said that they will not approve additional aid to Ukraine, a top priority for the Biden administration, unless Democrats and the White House agree to some significant restrictions on asylum here at the U.S. Mexico border that attempt to limit the entry of people here. And Democrats, Lana, are under immense pressure. The White House is under immense pressure to limit the number of people crossing the border illegally. And Republicans believe that they will be able to exert some concessions from the White House and Democrats. But right now, those talks have still stalled a bit because Democrats believe that some of these Republican demands for sweeping asylum restrictions, mandatory detention of some asylum seekers, and other more hardline policies are too draconian. So we have to wait and see, Lana, but this could be a game changer for U.S. asylum policy if negotiators in the Senate are able to forge a compromise.
All right, Camilo Montoya-Galvez, thank you.